Conor called them side jobs. Good day, everyone. This is my weekly breakdown for what happened last week in the world of MMA, and I'm here to talk to you about the news which we received last week, just to give an insight what's going to happen next in the world of MMA. And yeah, let's get straight into it. With the video I was watching right now, I didn't really see anything on it last week, so I decided to watch a video on what really went down, just to get an idea so I could know what to talk to you guys about. Jake Paul and Logan Paul with Conor McGregor met on a bus on their way to Trump's inauguration. And honestly, I'm sure that must have been one of the craziest rides ever. How did nothing crazy happen on that bus? I mean, Trump must be some extremely special man because for these three guys to actually behave normal was crazy. Although Conor wasn't normal in that video though. I mean, they were like it was 8 a.m. and Conor was so hyped like it was coming from a club. As in, I don't understand Conor right now. Conor is on some different energy. But it was a fun interaction between the bunch of them. I mean, it was actually calm. Nothing crazy really went down. They were all smiles. They all spoke about the fight, though. I mean, Conor tried to be. You know what thing about Conor? Yeah, Conor knows how to make himself look big in the room. I mean, he was the shortest out of the three of them, but he just had that presence going. As in, I don't know how Conor does that, but that's why he's the man, man. Conor is the man, regardless. I know a lot of people are giving him shit in recent times, and I'm not saying he's the best person in recent times, but I mean, that's what we get, man. I mean, we saw this guy going crazy in the fight world when he was fighting. So, what do you think is going to happen when he's not fighting and he has hundreds of millions of dollars? Like, I'm still surprised he hasn't gone full crazy. At least he's still trying to keep it together. But Conor, man, Conor tried to big brother them, but they were not really having it. And I don't know, Americans tend to do this a lot, yeah, especially when they really don't understand what you're saying as a foreigner. They make Conor try to look like they made it look like Conor was just saying shit. Although, aside what Conor was saying, the energy Conor brought though was really weird. So they had to keep it that way. Like Conor was actually confusing them in some of his sentences. So I think at some point Logan Paul was like five sentences he doesn't understand right now. Ah, Conor McGregor. Conor is something else though. But yeah, they spoke about the fights between Conor and Logan Paul that was meant to go down. I think Conor was like, if Logan had kept his mouth shut, it was meant to be a silent something. But regardless, I don't think Dana was having it though. Yeah, regardless. Logan even asked the right question. So what does he think was the best course of action in that moment? Conor didn't really have anything to say, just had a lot of Irish sentences which he dropped though, and Logan was lost. But it's just crazy, man. Conor, even Theo Von, I saw Theo Von in the background. Theo Von was like, what the hell is up with Conor McGregor? Man, Conor is something else these days, to be honest. Jake actually made a lot of sense, though. I mean, why is Conor fighting Logan instead of Jake? I mean, of course, Logan is the easier fight, but yeah, I like the fact Jake pulled that out, though. He was trying to mug Conor when Conor was trying to mug him and his brother, so yeah, he had to pull out that card. We both know who is the easier fight in the two brothers. We all know, like, we all know who is. But it's crazy, man. It's really crazy. I hope that fight gets made, though. I hope Dana allows it. I mean, I'm sure Conor will make quick work of Logan Paul. Yeah, Conor will definitely finish Logan Paul. Conor has to, I mean, he just has to. But the thing about Conor McGregor, yeah, his style isn't really made to fight a bigger person from what I've observed about him. I think that's why Nidiaz really gave him problem. Conor, like, I think that pull counter style is mostly for someone with similar reach or lesser reach than you. It's not really for someone who's bigger than you. And Conor would have a lot of problems in that area. But the truth is, Logan can box. Logan can do shit. He's an athlete, but he can't box. He can do shit, but he can't box. He's not Jake Paul, man. There's only one genuine Paul brother, and it's Jake. Logan is a piece of shit. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And moving on to the next news. Paddy Pimbley gets into it gym fights with Dennis Frimpong. Dennis Frimpong, sorry. Okay, this was a good one though. This I actually liked. There's this fighter, I think he has a record of 2-1 or 3-1 or so. He's an upcoming fighter. Dennis Rimpong, and he got into it with Paddy the Pimblitz. I mean, they've been going back and forth on social media for some months now, though. So I think they finally decided to squash the beef or settle the beef rather. And they met up at Dennis Rimpong's gym, him and Paddy. And I think before they met up for the beef, for the fights to get the beef settled there, I think they had a back and forth on their messengers and Paddy Pimblett was like, okay, there's no tapping out. We fight till no one can fight anymore, till someone is out. Something thereabout. So I think Dennis agreed to that. So they met at the gym and it was a leg kick fest. It wasn't really fun on the feet. It was really just dull on the feet. But Paddy actually outstruck Dennis and then he took him down and he submitted him and he didn't want to let go of the rear naked choke. So everyone's team had to break into it to get the both of them settled. And yeah, that's what basically happened. But I mean, everybody was giving Paddy crap for not letting the choke go, but understanding what fully happened now, I mean, I get why Paddy didn't do that. Like, the plan was for you to go to sleep or keep fighting. So yeah, Paddy was just keeping it real. Shout out to my boy Paddy. I can't wait to hear your next fight announcement. I really hope it's against Michael Chandler. That would be awesome. That would be a very awesome fight. Moving on to the next topic on the news. Yuri and Jamal Hill shared drinks after the fight. This was an amazing moment, like a very amazing moment to see. I mean, although Jamal Hill's face was really busted up, though. I mean, his face was busted up badly, but hell, seeing both of them together sharing a drink, and I like what Yuri said, man. We fight together, we drink together. You know, Yuri, I think Yuri is just lost in time. He seems like one of those Europeans who went to Japan in the 17th centuries. Was it 17th or 15th centuries? During those periods, though, and probably got lost and fell in love with the way of the samurai. That's what he really seems like. More like a Viking, yeah. He seems like a Viking who got lost in Japan, man. That guy is crazy. But yeah, that's a nice thing, man, though. We fight together, we drink together. That's what it's all about, man. I mean, they can't hit each other the whole time. It's a combat sports game. It's called martial arts. It's just a way to express yourself. So I think seeing both of them sharing a drink was something good for the community. And yeah, it's extremely wholesome seeing something like that. Moving on to the next news. Kelvin Holland disrespects Rampage Jackson on his podcast, man. This is a no-no for me. This is a no-no. First, I want to say something before I get to that though. Those of you who are happy Jamal Hill got knocked out, I understand. I'm kind of happy to. Kelvin Holland disrespecting the great Rampage Jackson. Nah, fam. Nah, fam. We can't have this. We are not taking this. Okay, I think Kelvin Holland actually had some beef with Rampage, which Rampage didn't know about. Rampage made a comment when Kelvin Holland fought MVP. You know that stuff MVP does when he raises his hand up, trying to like an expression like he's above you or something. And I think Kevin reached, tried to touch the tip of his fingers, and Rampage was like, okay, both of them doing that looks like two lesbian scissors in or something like that. Very light-hearted joke. I mean, there's nothing too serious about that. But no, Kevin Holland thinks it's time to make a big problem about it because it's from Rampage Jackson, and I'm sure if it was from someone else who was ranked right now doing that, Kevin wouldn't say shit because I mean, Kelvin is a shit stalker, we all know that, but sometimes I feel like he's a bit of a coward, to be honest. Like, nowadays, he doesn't even try anymore, man. Like, I don't understand what's up with Kevin. So basically, Kevin could get on the show. I think he was meant to do the show before his fight or something like that, a month or so before the fight. But it was like, if he gets on the show, he's fighting. So Beer was like, okay, no need for that. We'll probably reschedule. Then he comes on the show recently before his last fight, and he was just being a dick to Rampage the whole time. I mean, he was giving this nigga. Even Rampage said it when he like reached out for a handshake with the bro hug, like Kevin pushed him away. That was just so unnecessary. So I don't know, man. Kevin started acting like a dick on the podcast, passing comments. Then, okay, I think they were talking about guns. No, they were not even talking about guns. Okay, Kevin was talking about guns. Then Rampage started answering some of his questions. Then it was like, what's this 70-45 or 45-70? Yeah, I think it was a 45-70, which no one really cares about. I mean, like that's just being childish. You can't just come onto a grown man's podcast and giving him bad energy. Now you want to ask him a question about something which doesn't really matter. I mean, it was like, what's your caliber, Rampage? Rampage was like, I don't have a caliber. I was like, you have to have a caliber. And Rampage was like, no, you don't. And Kevin was like, ah, man. So you don't know what a 4570 is. And Rampage was like, no, you don't. So Kevin was like, shut the fuck up. And I think at that moment, TJ Dillashaw wanted to jump across the table and just poke Kevin's eyes out. But yeah, the snake had to keep it in check. Don't get me wrong though, I love TJ. TJ is my man, but yeah, the snake had to keep it in check though. If he had let loose, I don't think Holland would be able to stand there. But let's be honest, the Holland would probably check the both of them. But still, man, that's some bullshit, man. You're in the presence of legends, like people that built the sport for your dumbass. The least you can do is respect them, man. That's the least you can do. Oh well, Kevin Holland is acting like a bitch, and CJ Dillashaw wanted to put him in check, but he decided to be more civilized. And Rampage, actually, I'm surprised about Rampage. I think that's just what happens when you get older and you get kids, man. And you just get more experienced in life. I could tell Rampage really wanted to take Kelvin apart, but he had to control himself not to. Oh well, some crazy ass shit though. Moving on to the next one. Cormier and Chael to coach UFC, the Ultimate Fighter 33. I don't even know what to say about this right now. To be honest, yeah, I think they want to kill this show. I said they just want to kill it. And at this point it's not even funny anymore because what is wrong with getting ranked contenders right now? A champion and a ranked contender to headline the show. Like there are so many people we could have headlining the TUF right now. What is Komi and Chilsonan going to do? Hell, they can't even create real beef right now, so it's pointless, man. It's fun. The only way something like this can work is they have to have amazing fighters. I mean, they must have selected some crazy ass fighters that are going to come and throw down at any cost. But if they are not going to bring those kind of fighters to a show like this, it's pointless. It is pointless, man. This show is going to be dead. Like, this is the end of the Ultimate Fighter. And it's crazy because, okay, for someone like me, especially where I'm at in the world right now, being from Africa, like, the Ultimate Fighter was how I was put on the UFC. Like the Ultimate Fighter was what put me onto MMA, man. It was this show, and this is just fucked up right now. They're really killing it. I didn't really watch much of it though, but the first clips I saw of UFC and MMA was from the Ultimate Fighter, man, and it was crazy, man. I'm talking about the days of Diego Sanchez when she was really crazy. That was when I got put on this shit, man. But now it's just weird. It's just crazy now, man. I don't know. UFC, you need to fix this show, man. This is not fixing it. Unless you have some killers that are going to be participating in the show, then yeah, it probably will work. If not, I'm sorry. UFC needs to do something better. Moving on to the next news. Darren Till dominates Anthony Taylor. I mean, I was expecting Darren Till to win, though. I wasn't expecting him to get his nose busted. I was expecting him to do better than that. And that's the thing, exactly what I'm saying with Conor McGregor. I think people that have that pullback counter style, it mostly works for smaller guys. When they fight guys that are almost the same size with them or bigger, it's a lot of problem. And I think that's how Masvidal was even able to catch Till. Although Till was bigger, but because of the blitz, Masvidal was able to catch him right on the money. And yeah, that's just, but Till looked good though. Till looked good. That was a mad boxing fight from Till. He was landing some good combos. Those rear uppercuts were deadly as fuck. So, what's next for Till? I think Till should fight KSI. Yeah, that's the fight he needs to make right now. Let's help our boy Till, man. I know it's been a crazy time for him, and things haven't really been going so well for him, but I love the fact he still stayed together, keep trying to do his shit, and yeah, let's clap for Till. I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for this thing. But yeah, I feel Theo should fight KSI next. If not KSI, the Tommy Fury fight has to be made. And if Theo wins that fight or goes the distance, MMA fighters can box. I mean, I know MMA fighters are not boxers, but right now this niche is really going around that MMA fighters can box, but we know MMA fighters can box, but they are not boxers. I mean, there are two different things. You can have a street boxer like a street fighter can know how to box, an MMA fighter can also know how to box, but being a professional boxer is completely different. Like we all know that. But moving on, yeah, good win from Darren Till. Can't wait to see what's next in his career. Moving on to Usman says Islam should fight Belal Muhammad. Okay, this is something I can do a separate video about because I'm getting tired of this, my brothers. I'm getting tired of this, my Nigerian brothers. I mean, I understand you saying, okay, Islam should fight Belal, but you're making it seem like, I mean, Usman said just because Belal came to their gym to use them and use their bodies to get better doesn't mean that, like, there's some brotherhood that Islam shouldn't move up to beat his ass up. Bro, you and Adesanya have never trained together. You and Adesanya have never even been in Nigeria together, spending time. Like, the only time we see you and Adesanya together is at a UFC event or something. Like, bro, nah, fam, nah, don't just start that. You did the same thing with Adesanya. Don't say Islam shouldn't avoid Belal or something, man. Islam fights when he wants to fight. Leave those guys alone because you did the same thing with Adesanya. So I'm not expecting you to be saying this. Like this is what you literally did. So let Islam and Belal do whatever they want to do. I mean, okay, Usman can be a very cool guy, but sometimes he just acts so self-righteous. I think he forgets like what he says or what he has done. But nah, man, Usman shouldn't bring that energy. He shouldn't bring that energy at all, man. Islam, you don't want to fight. I feel Islam should fight Belal. I feel everybody should fight everybody. I feel Usman and Adesanya should have fought themselves at least twice. Like, how many times do we see Americans beating up on each other in the fucking octagon? How many times do we see Brazilians beating up on each other in the octagon, man? Now, this guy shouldn't bring this energy. I feel everybody should fight everybody. Hell, so far you're on the roster, it's fair game, man. So far you're on the UFC roster, it's fair game. Everybody has a target on their back. It's the fucking fighting championship, the ultimate fighting championship, man. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I don't want to get emotional about that. So, yeah, Usman shouldn't bring this energy into Islam and Bilal. Whatever they have going on, it's between them. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. That's cool. It's not the first time this is happening. Hell, I mean, Merab actually waited for Aljamain Sterling to get the belt and get out. Like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna let you go into the bank, do what you have to do, and bounce, and then I'm gonna come in and own the place. And that's what we are seeing right now. I mean, when things like this happen, it's really annoying, to be honest. It's really annoying, but Usman shouldn't act like he hasn't done this, man. He shouldn't act like he hasn't done this. So, moving on to the next news and the final one on my list. I'm just talking about the news that I feel that are the most important of the week. So, I'm not covering everything that actually happened this week, but yeah, the ones that I feel are the most important. And I had to put this last on my list because it's just so touching for me. Tony Ferguson signs with GFL. Like, he signs with GFL. I don't know what this man wants from me again. I don't know what Tony wants me to do for him in this life because I'm so confused right now. I don't know why he's still trying to fight because I don't think he should want to fight. I'm sure everything in his brain is telling him not to fight. Okay, probably his brain might not be, but I'm sure his body is begging him not to take another fight in his life. Like, Tony, you're tough. You're a tough motherfucker. You know, I want you to I want to see you do something else, Tony. Like, I mean, you had a good run. You were one of the best in your division till the end of time. When we talk about the lightweights in the UFC, we remember Tony Ferguson, man. And no one was like you. No one will be like El Kakui. But this thing of you going to the GFL wanting to fight, like, I don't even understand what's wrong with Kelvin Lee. What is wrong with that guy? Like, Tony now isn't the Tony that whooped your ass. So stop acting like if you beat Tony now, it's some big win for you, or it means you are better, or you have what it takes to go back to GFC and be a champion. No, beating Tony now is a shame on anybody. Anyone who's under 40 right now that fights Tony Ferguson should be ashamed. That's all I'm going to say. Shame on you. I spit on your face. If you are taking a fight with Tony Ferguson right now and you're under 40, you should really ask God for forgiveness because you are going to burn in a lake of fire where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. You should not fight Tony Ferguson, man. This man is done. Like, Can someone just let Tony go and relax? Like, I don't know. I think Tony should be kidnapped, like a forceful witness protection program. Yeah, I think then I should just arrange Tony's kidnap. Send him off to an island, let him live the rest of his life there. That's what Tony needs. I mean, because this guy is never going to stop, but someone needs to help him, man. Tony Ferguson circle, please, someone reach out to this man. I mean, I'm sure you guys have tried, but we need to save El Kakuri, man. This is what I have for you guys. This is my review on last week's news, and hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. It's only going to get better. See you next time. Goodbye.